What is going on, guys? It is your boy Darian coming at you with another video. This video is not gonna be the typical video. This video is actually going to be me answering some of the questions that people have had about Sea of Thieves. You'll notice that this is going to be more of a commentary type video, as what I'm saying isn't going to reflect what's happening in the game, although there is gameplay of Sea of Thieves for you to enjoy. Now, one of the first questions that I want to touch up on about Sea of Thieves, and it's one of the most asked questions that I get asked when I say I'm going to be playing Sea of Thieves, immediately the question is, well, how much is it, and is it worth buying? So, to understand that, uh, we kind of have to backtrack a little bit. So one of the first things that we have to look at when we're looking at Sea of Thieves and whether we should buy a game, this goes for any game, is really the ultimate question. Is it worth buying? And that's the question that everybody wants to know the answer to. In my personal opinion, and remember, everything I say during this is going to be my personal opinion on the game. In my personal opinion, based on what has been released by the development team, and I am an insider with Sea of Thieves, I have read every press release up until this point that they have released since the game's released till now. Obviously not before that, because that would not be pertinent to this video. Knowing their standpoint on public communication and how they wish to move forward, the way that they communicate with the community is not at a level that I believe is sufficient enough. And what I mean by that is they give very vague answers. So on Reddit and on their forums, one of the biggest things that people have been asking is we want a roadmap. We want a roadmap. We want a roadmap. It was the top upvoted thing on Reddit. It's been asked all over the forums. We want a roadmap. We want to know what you guys will be doing in the future. At first, their first initial response, and I'll put a link in the description, their first initial response was their executive game developer. I forgot his name. I apologize. He released a memo. It was a slideshow memo. It actually had a lot of really good information, but it was a lot of information just giving us the runaround. If you understand what I'm talking about, it was, and the memo, the title of the memo was Adopting Continuous Delivery. Now, if you're like me, like most people, we read adopting continuous delivery and our eyes squint and our head tilts. Because what does that really mean? What does adopting continuous delivery really mean? And this is what I'm talking about they they give the answers, but they don't give the answers that they should. The current game as it stands does not have the content that a usual AAA title $60 game should have. Now, yes, this game, Sea of Thieves, is made by Rare. Rare is a studio owned by Microsoft, which in return makes it a AAA title. In return also means that the game is going to cost $60. Now, there are ways around paying $60. You can buy a Game Pass. And then once you buy a Game Pass, you can also hook up your PayPal, and you'll get an additional month. So you can play the game for roughly around $4 to $6 if you get the Game Pass externally and not through Xbox. If you get it through Xbox, it's $10. You can get the game for, we'll say you get it through Xbox, where most people do. You can get the game for 2 months for $10. And if you decide to buy it somewhere along the line, you ended up paying $70. Okay, That's what a lot of people are doing. Even then, the game has no character progression. So, and what I mean by that is you can grind the game for 7 hours straight, log off, and then log back in, and you have to start it all over like it's a new day. And by that I mean the ships do not save. So all the time you could spend an hour and a half gathering resources for your ship, go the rest of your, we'll say, voyage without getting sunk, log off and log back in even 10 minutes later, and your ship will be reset to the default stats. So there's no character progression, there's no reward system in the game either. Um, the only real quote-unquote boss in the game, there's captains and then there's what I consider bosses. The only quote-unquote boss in the game is the Kraken, which obviously is the Kraken. If you don't know what the Kraken is, then you can Google Kraken and you'll quickly find out. But the only boss in the game is Kraken, and defeating it gives you nothing. Really the only reward for beating the Kraken is the slight ego boost that comes with it and the fact that your ship didn't sink. If you knew how much resources go in to actually sinking the Kraken, how many cannonballs, how much repairing of the ship, and how much time is lost, that specifically, how much time is lost fighting the Kraken to then beat it and get nothing, that time could have been spent on an island killing captains and getting skulls for Order of Souls, or capturing chickens for the merchant voyages, so on and so forth. So that's one thing that needs to be addressed. Now they do have a video, they claim. They have a video coming out sometime this week, so we're all crossing our fingers for that. That's going to give us an update on what to expect in the future and to have a roadmap. Now, I'm very excited for that, and if that comes out sometime between now, which it is 11:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the time that I upload this video, which I plan on uploading this on the 13th of April. If it comes out within then hey, I will post it in the description, and you guys will be reading it just like I am, because I am truly excited to see this game progress. In its current state, it is not worth $60. It needs more, and I truly believe, my opinion, believe that this game plays more like an early access game. It plays more like a game that the foundation was set. They understand what the game is. They put that together, and then they released it, and then they let people play on it until it builds itself up with more updates and becomes the actual game it's going to be. That is an early access game. This Sea of Thieves is that. It's an early access game. It is not by any means a complete game. It has so many things that need to be fixed, so many things that need to be added, and I think if you are looking to get this game, I would say get it. Yes. I would say get it. I do not think it's worth the $60. The reason I still say get it is because it is a AAA title, and Microsoft is spending a lot of money marketing this game. In fact, it's the home screen of the Microsoft website and the Xbox website, and it's on pretty much every Microsoft-owned platform, wherever that might be. It's being heavily marketed. And if you know anything about marketing, in business, in a business sense, it means a lot of money is being put into this game. So if there's something wrong with the game, it's going to be fixed. And I think the amount of outcry, the amount of complaining that is being done about the quality of the game right now is putting a lot of pressure on Rare Studios. So the reason I say to get the game now is not because it's good right now, but because it's going to be good later on. And you don't want to be one of those people that comes on at the end and you're still trying to learn the game while other people have mastered it. A lot of people make that mistake, and I think if you've ever gotten into a game that you knew about before it was, you know, super big or complete, and then you end up getting into it later on, and it's kind of overwhelming because everybody around you has already mastered the game, and in your head you're thinking, I should have gotten this game. I think that's going to be Sea of Thieves. I think Sea of Thieves has a very high competitive aspect to it, and I think that if done correctly, and the opinions of the community are taken into consideration by Rare, I think that this game, the potential for this game is amazing. The funding for this game, because it's owned by Microsoft and how much marketing they're putting into it, is astronomical. And I do truly believe that this is going to be an amazing game. And if you are looking for a game to sit down and play for hours, and I do mean hours. I sat down on this game and got off 8 hours later, and it felt only, I was having so much fun on the game that it only felt like 2 to 3 hours. If that's the kind of game you want, Sea of Thieves will give that to you. But know that you're going into it with the warning that it plays like an early access game. As long as you are okay going into a game with the knowledge that it will play like an early access game, that it is not a complete game by any means, I think you will enjoy Sea of Thieves. And I have already put in enough hours in Sea of Thieves to be able to say that I truly enjoy it. I didn't put out a video on my opinions of it when I first started playing it because I don't think that that's good. I don't like, I saw a bunch of videos 3 days after the game was released on what I think about Sea of Thieves. I think you need to put time into a game before you can actually make an educated and informed decision on whether the game is worth the amount of money that it's being sold for. And I can tell you, playing the game as much as I have, and you can look at some of my streams, I have 8-hour streams on Sea of Thieves, just Sea of Thieves. It's a good game, and I do not think you will regret paying $60, even though I agree, it's on the high end, trust me. I do not think you will regret it. And that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm gonna make another video on tips and tricks for people that do end up getting the game. And that's going to be that. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been your boy, Darian. Doses.